I cannot even breathe right now. I am literally sitting here in the dark staring at my television screen, and my hands are actually shaking over the sheer audacity of these writers. I have been watching General Hospital since I was in middle school. We are talking decades of my life poured into Port Charles, and this Friday, March 13th episode might have just broken my brain entirely. I need to vent, I need to scream, and I need to know if I am the only one who is feeling like they are taking crazy pills watching this unfold. Because what on earth was that? React first, explain later, right? So let me just say Maxie Jones has lost her absolute mind. I can't believe they did that. I cannot believe the writers actually had her stand there crying her eyes out, playing the ultimate victim card after everything that just went down. We need to talk about this immediately because my group chats are exploding and I am about to throw my remote through the wall. Okay, let me back up and start with the absolute mess that is Maxie, Nathan, and Lulu. I'm sorry, but am I the only one who remembers that Maxie literally just chose Damian Spinelli? She woke up from her coma, looked at her life, and decided that Spinelli was her future. Which, fine. We all love Spinelli. They have history. It's a classic soap opera trope to go back to your comfort zone after a massive trauma. But you do not get to make that choice. Actively reject Nathan and then corner the man in tears, demanding to know how he could just move on in 6 months? Are you kidding me, Maxie? She is standing there extremely emotional, nearly in tears, looking at this man who thought she might never wake up. And she is guilting him. She literally said to him that, to her, the coma was like going to sleep at night and waking up the next morning. And yes, logically, medically, I get that. To her, no time has passed. But the sheer selfishness to expect Nathan to have just sat by her bedside, putting his entire life on hold, only for her to wake up and dump him for Spinelli anyway. It is infuriating. And the fact that she is mad that he moved on with Lulu, look, I know it is messy. I know Lulu is her best friend. But Lulu and Nathan bonded over the shared trauma of losing people, of the uncertainty of the grief. During those 6 months, Nathan was living in absolute agony and Lulu was there for him. For Maxie to act like Nathan should have just been a monk crying over her motionless body 24/7 for half a year is so out of touch with reality. And let's not forget Nathan already knew she chose Spinelli. He was already dealing with that rejection. So for her to come down on him like a ton of bricks is just cruel. I have loved Maxie for years, but this version of her is so entitled I can barely stand to watch her on screen. And then there is Lulu, who is caught in the middle of this absolute hurricane. She's torn between her friendship with Maxie and her budding romance with Nathan. And who does she go to for advice? Tracy Quartermain and Carly. I mean, talk about a chaotic advisory board. First of all, Tracy telling Lulu to be like her father, Luke Spencer, and follow her own heart is the most hilariously terrible advice anyone could ever give. Do we remember Luke Spencer? Do we remember the absolute trail of destruction that man left in his wake every time he followed his heart? Luke's heart usually led to international incidents, mob wars, and broken families. But Tracy is gonna Tracy, and she loves chaos. I actually love that scene because it felt so true to Tracy's character. She doesn't care about Maxie's feelings. She just wants Lulu to take what she wants. But then Carly gets involved. Carly asking Lulu if she's going to listen to Tracy or end things with Nathan is just peak Carly meddling. Why is Carly even weighing in on this? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Because Carly has her own massive, ridiculous storyline going on right now. But just sticking to Lulu for a second, I really don't know what Lulu should do here. If she stays with Nathan, she loses Maxie forever. Maxie has already proven she is petty enough to burn it all down, even rushing to Dante to tattle on them before they could even explain themselves. But if Lulu dumps Nathan, she's miserable, he's miserable, and Maxie is still with Spinelli anyway. It is a lose-lose situation, and the writers are just dragging it out for maximum pain. I know some people are loving this love triangle, but personally I am exhausted by it. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about Jason, Carly, and Valentine, because my blood pressure cannot handle the attic scene. Jason Morgan is back in full enforcer mode and I am screaming. He literally corners Valentine Cassadine up in Carly's attic and gives him the most classic, terrifying Jason warning of all time. If anything happens to her, there will be no place you can hide. Chills. Literal chills. I have been watching since the 2000s, and there is nothing better than Jason going full lethal protector over Carly. But here is the thing that makes me want to pull my hair out. Jason shouldn't even have to worry about this. Because Valentine and Carly are actually bonding. I can't believe I am typing this. But Valentine and Carly bonding over their love for their daughters and their mutual hatred for Jack Brennan is kind of working for me. I know, contradict myself much. I just said I love Jason protecting her. But part of me is actually shipping this weird Carly-Valentine alliance. Valentine is not going to hurt Carly. He wouldn't put her in danger any more than he would put his own daughter, Charlotte, in danger. They both share this ruthless do-whatever-it-takes energy when it comes to their kids. And Jason hates Jack Brennan too, so you would think they could all just team up. But no, Jason has to be the alpha male marking his territory, refusing to see that Carly is perfectly capable of making her own terrible, dangerous alliances. I am dreading the fallout from this because Jason caught them together. Jocelyn is the one who tipped him off. And this whole thing is going to blow up in everyone's faces. But honestly, I am here for the drama. Give me all the mob-adjacent attic confrontations. Now can we please talk about Britt Westbourne for a second, because I am genuinely terrified for her. This Huntington storyline is so heavy and the writers are playing with my emotions. The scene at GH where Britt is smiling at Lucas Jones and says, "Don't make me admire you," was so sweet, but underneath it, I am just a ball of anxiety. Lucas is promising that somehow he will get a dose of Britt's Huntington's meds to reverse engineer them. Marco Rios promised to help him, but Marco just got caught trying to get into his father's safe. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Britt is running out of time. She is running out of excuses to give Ross Cullum about finishing her father's last project. And the walls are closing in. I love Britt. She has had such an incredible redemption arc over the years, and to see her reduced to begging for reverse-engineered meds while dealing with the WSB Ross Cullum. And this insane Jen Sidwell dinner party looming over everything. It is too much. If Marco fails or if Pascal catches him, Britt is doomed. And Lucas is risking his own medical career and life to help her. The stakes are so incredibly high right now. Remember when they tried a medical espionage storyline like this back in the day with the whole Cassadine weather machine nonsense? Yeah, didn't work then either, but this feels different. This feels personal because it's Britt's actual life on the line. I just need Lucas to pull through. Please, GH writers, do not kill off Britt Westbourne. I will riot. I will literally organize a protest outside the studio. And speaking of medical issues, we have to talk about Molly, Christina, and Cody. This is another storyline that is just ripping my heart out. Molly is on the couch under a blanket, clearly depressed. And Christina is doing that thing she does where she tries to be encouraging but actually just meddles too much. Christina is pushing Molly to be forthcoming with Cody about her endometriosis and her inability to conceive. Shouldn't Cody know that Christina asks? Yes, Christina, he should. But guess what? He already does. 'Cause Felicia Scorpio, bless her gossipy heart, already told Cody everything about the disease while Molly was being examined at the hospital. This is what frustrates me so much about the Davis girls sometimes. They get so wrapped up in their own heads, keeping these massive secrets to protect themselves when the truth is already out there. Cody knows. And Cody is still here. While Molly is agonizing on the couch, Dante and Cody are having this deep bro-to-bro catch-up session. Cody is literally asking Dante when he knew Lulu was the one. Cody is asking about the one. He is so incredibly serious about Molly. He doesn't care about the endometriosis, he just cares about her. But Dante's reaction to that question... Oh man. Dante and Lulu have been over for years, but you can see the history there. Dante and Cody have known each other forever, and Cody is genuinely trying to figure out how to navigate his feelings. Cody is so good with kids, we have seen that time and time again. So, the big question hanging over all of this is, would Cody want children of his own with a special someone? That is exactly what Christina is. Questioning, and it is a valid fear for Molly to have. If she can't give him biological children, will he eventually resent her? It is a heartbreaking reality for so many women. And I actually applaud GH for tackling the emotional toll of endometriosis. But I just want Molly to talk to him. Stop hiding under the blanket and just have the hard conversation. Cody is a good guy. He has grown so much since he first arrived in Port Charles, and he deserves the chance to prove he is in this for the long haul. Look, I am exhausted. I have typed so much my fingers hurt, but I had to get this out. The web of secrets right now is suffocating. You have Maxie lying to herself about her entitlement, Lulu hiding her romance, Carly hiding her alliance with Valentine, Britt hiding her failing health and her WSB connections, and Molly hiding her fears from Cody. Everyone in Port Charles needs a massive therapy session and a truth serum. Wait, Britt actually has a sodium pentothal syringe she's thinking of using on Pascal, so maybe she can just use it on the whole town. I am dreading next week, but I also cannot wait. The Windermere dinner party is going to be a bloodbath. Jason is probably going to shoot someone. Maxie is going to alienate everyone she loves. And I am going to be right here late at night screaming at my TV and typing furiously on this forum. I know some of you are probably tired of my rants, but I just love this show so much and it makes me so crazy. Am I totally off base here? Does anyone actually think Maxie is in the right? Please tell me I am not alone in this, because I feel like I am. Losing my mind. Okay, I am going to bed. Or maybe I will just rewatch the attic scene one more time. Jason Morgan, you terrifying, hypocritical, beautiful man. And Rent.